awakening, man. Come on, man. Hey, Yada, man. Hey, Yada, man. Y'all keep messing with these 5'5" men. You keep messing with these 5'5" men and these pandering men that come on this internet playing to be perfect. One thing about me, I ain't ish. I just happen to stumble across a beautiful, loyal, and patient wife. That's why you get your advice from me. And he had y'all. They be stinging y'all for millions and millions and millions of dollars. Queen, I don't care if you got 62 baby daddies. It doesn't matter. You should just get 500 and y'all eat that ish up. And look at that. He punching this lady all in her beak. Got her eye all black, knocking her teeth out. You mess with these men with these fake teeth and these Napoleon complexes and these perfect hairlines and these perfect camera angles, and they sell y'all a dream. That's why I come on here and I get on y'all nerves. Because y'all need real. They are lying to you. They are getting on here lying to you. Yada goddamn awakening. Damn, Yada, book a session, man.
If they're gonna get anywhere through women, you gotta lie. If you're gonna get support from women, you gotta lie. You gotta lie and you gotta use sex. You gotta lie and you gotta use sex. If you don't lie and you don't use sex, women will not support you. Are there going to be exceptions? Of course there will. There's always exceptions to every rule. We all know that everybody has 10 fingers. But the exception is some of you know somebody who got 8 fingers, 12 fingers, and 9 fingers. Understand? But what's understood don't have to be explained. Women are impressionable and they fought to be free. But women have to take into consideration the honesty, the level of honesty that you have to take with your nature. What type of nature do you have as a woman? It is not the same as a man. You do not have the same nature as a man. And because of that, there are things that you must consider to accommodate for your security. Which could even be not to be delusional about your ability to make decisions when you are emotionally touched. When you are impressed with something or when you are impressed with someone. You cannot trust yourself when you are impressed with something or when you are impressed with someone. You cannot trust yourself. You're gonna fuck up. You're gonna do something real fucking stupid. From voting, dating, having sex, any type of permanent decisions, you're going to fuck up if you are not the exception. I know I'm pissing somebody off, I'm offending somebody, but guess what? This is the other side of Yada. I'm the opposite of Yada. I'm the opposite of these niggas who get up here with fucking shea butter on their face, a perfect lineup, perfect haircut, licking their lips, trying to be all sexy up in the camera and shit, pandering to bitches so they can get the DM so they can start fucking on something. So they can start making thousands of dollars off of the ladies. Selling you a dream, telling you what you want to hear. Here's the thing your father didn't tell you. Here's the thing that you may not have respected about your father. Here's the thing that your mother should have respected about your father. The truth hurts, but you can't live without the truth. You can't do without the truth. Without the truth, you go nowhere but shame. You go nowhere but failure. Nowhere. Without accountability, the same. There's no freedom without accountability. There's no expression of freedom without accountability. Without accountability, you're only expressing savagery. That's what you're expressing. How many of these car salesmen, how many of these LL Cool J lip licking ass niggas, how many false, fraudulent, de facto politicians is it going to take for the female population to understand that if you fight for freedom, you're going to have the competence, the accountability, the discipline, the foresight, the logic, the grounding, the sober state, the ability to return yourself immediately to a sober state in your emotions if you're going to be making responsible decisions out here. Good job on your degree. Good job on your career. Good job on knowing how to make money. But after that, you are dangerous to yourself and others until you learn these things. You love liars and you love frauds. You did the same thing with Nature Boy. You worship Nature Boy, you put him up on a pedestal, you made him rich and swimming in money. Then he turned out to be a fucking weirdo. You did the same thing with Brother Polite. You did the same thing with 19 Keys. You do the same thing with Umar Johnson. It's like you can't be trusted with your own fucking brain. You can't be trusted to think on your fucking own. Because you're too impressed with a good show. You're too impressed with sugar and fucking honey. You are too impressed. When it comes to the truth, you're running away. You're terrified. You're upset. You can't tolerate it. You gotta shut it down, bury your head under the ground like a fucking ostrich. But this is the other side of that. When you're left to your own whims. Same thing happened in politics. The people who you vote for, the people who you put in office, as long as it's a good time in it, as long as it's access to the abuse of freedom in it. How the fuck did we just get past a executive order or legislation, well, not executive order, how do we just get past final term abortions or late term abortions? How the fuck does that shit happen? Females. How does evil get unleashed on the domestic and societal levels, where it's right in our house, right in our society, local to us in our everyday experience, where children don't know if they have a penis or a vagina, where children are allowed to choose whether they want to cut their dick off or not. Rather or not, we should have boy or girl bathrooms. And money is going to this stuff. State taxes is going to this stuff. How does that happen? Females, when you want something evil and degenerate, something sick and vile, something wicked, something of ill repute to reach the people, to plague the people, to dominate the people, all you got to do is put women out front, because the serpent is behind Eve, not Adam. The serpent is behind Eve, not Adam. And as harsh as it sounds, you as a collective, the collective body of females, you paint that picture better than the Lover's Card tarot card. You paint the picture through your behavior and your patterns better than the card itself. You paint the picture with the serpent behind you through what you do, what you choose, what you celebrate, what you like and what you dislike. Look how the female collective attacks Clarissa Shields, but they turn a blind eye to Lizzo and her whole pregnancy term with a married man. And Cardi B the same. They only defend the wicked. They only defend those who are degenerate just like themselves. They only defend those who are lost just like themselves. And they actively hate the good. They actively hate the truthful. How long the 19 Keys have y'all fooled? Ben Carson. You sit on the Ben Carson, you sit on the 19 Keys, dumb as a box of fucking rocks because you're getting a good show. You got eye candy. You got something to look at. It took me 3 fucking years to even put a camera on my face. It took me 3 fucking years to even put a camera on my face. I'm nobody special or important, but I know my message is special and important, not me. I'm not important. I'm not special. But I know my message is important, and I know my message is special. So my logic is, I don't need to show myself. Hear my message. Because I know who I'm talking to. Astrology is predominantly females. I know the audience. So I know better than to present myself in the physical. I know better than to put the message without myself, with myself removed, because women are lustful. Women get distracted from the point, and you're looking for the art, you're looking for the glitter, you're looking for the lust, you're looking for the novelty, and you can't pay attention to the message. You can't focus on the message. That's how people, like all these people who I name, including Yada, that's how you get fooled by fucking clowns like that. That's how you get lured into deception. Oh, I didn't know. Oh, I didn't know. Of course you don't know. Because you're not there for the reason that you're telling yourself you're there, that you're there for. You're there for lust. You're there for a delusional concept to come true that you're trying to manifest of what you see they got that you want. If it's not them as an object that you want. But what's coming out of the mouth, it means absolutely nothing to you. You like the way they express themselves, but you don't like their message. You like the way they communicate, but you don't like the thought. This is a problem with you females. You're worried about the wrong damn things. You're concentrating on the wrong fucking things. And this is the shit your fucking daddy should have told you. This is why it's important to have fucking fathers. And unlike these motherfuckers, I don't care if you don't like me. I could give a damn. I don't give a fuck who don't like me. Alright, so I'm going to say something really simple. Very simple. And hopefully, there's some thought given about it. You know, or whatever. And women. Wherever comforting lies are being told, wherever console is being given through lies, sweet sayings, sweet nothings. Tell me what I want to hear. Tell you what you want to hear. It's no secret that that's all you got to do. Is tell her what she wants to hear. If it don't apply, let it fly. If you within your heart say, oh, that's not me, this, I don't know who you talking to, oh, that's not me, okay, fine. I'm not talking to you. If it don't apply, let it fly. If I'm not speaking about you, fine. Great, wonderful. Congratulations. Tell her what she wants to hear. This works in politics. It works in the so-called conscious world and conscious community with self-proclaimed spiritual leaders and whatnot. Social media, of course. Celebrities, neighbors, family members. Women love alliances. They love to know that they have an alliance. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It makes sense that women would be that way. It makes sense that women are impressionable. It makes sense. It makes complete sense that women can get caught up in an emotional rapture. Total and complete delusion based on her emotional composition. And I don't think it's wrong. It's simply her nature. But here's the thing. When does the time come for women to realize you fought for something, and it's called freedom, liberation, and autonomy? When does the time come to remember that that's what you fought for as a collective? And because you fought for it, it's not somebody else's responsibility to do the thinking for you. It's not somebody else's responsibility to point out the red flags. It's not somebody else's role to ask you, do you want to give this some thought? I know it feels good what you're hearing. I know it feels good what you're seeing. But do you think you might have to be careful about what you're following, what you're getting caught up in, what you're impressed by, what you're being led by, and the decisions that follow behind it? For crying out loud, women are allowed to vote. In this country, women are allowed to vote. Women are allowed to vote. There is, let me find the name. There is Lindsay Clancy, if that's how you say her last name. Lindsay Clancy, okay? The lady who went on a rampage and killed her babies. And the amount of women who's justifying it amazes me. Me being the nosy Gemini I am, keeping up with what's going on in the current events and headlines, I'm amazed, but not surprised. When it comes to politics, the lies and the deception, the complete utter idiocy and dumbness that's sold through pure sentiment, feeling, emotional symbols, wordplay, and games. It's like growing up and you know that slick nigga that get all the bitches. He run through all the girls because he know how to talk to them. He knows what they want to hear. So he tells them what they hear and he runs through all of them. And some of them he turns around and he hit them again. And again 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 and again. And women wonder why. How do you end up all the time with the same fucking stories? Oh, he was a narcissist. Oh, I didn't know. Tell her what she wants to hear. At some point, the female body has to understand that grace can run out. You got your grace period. Because for the first time in modern history, you have unlimited freedom, liberation, access. So it's understandable that you have to learn what it means to walk in freedom. And that means you have to learn that security is on you when you're free. Responsibility has to be entwined with the expression of freedom. And that culminates to a spirit of rectitude and accountability. If you don't have a spirit of rectitude and accountability, freedom will hurt you. It will hurt you every time. Because what you do with your freedom ultimately comes back to entrap you. It takes the freedom back in some form, some way. How long is the grace period where the collective body of women can continue to be just downright dumb when it comes to charismatic people, slick talkers, people who pour bags of sugar into words, honey and chocolate all over words, images with light and glitter, and you get caught up in a rapture with yourself and you lose all sight, all connection to your wisdom. You lose discernment. You lose sound judgment. You lose foresight and you lose insight. You just become downright dumb because of how you feel. That is very dangerous. It's dangerous for you. It's dangerous for your family. It's dangerous for your children. It's dangerous for the community. It's dangerous for society when you have already claimed freedom and access to the world where authority is expressed. You participate in the world of decision making, and it's dangerous for you to walk around like that. To where when it comes to your feelings, you just turn outright dumb as a box of goddamn rocks. Just plain out dumb. You can't keep living like this. At some point, sister has to turn to sister and say, hey, listen, I know how that feels right now. I know that's impressive to look at. I know that's impressive to hear. I know it's consoling to look at. I know it's consoling to hear. I know it's comforting to look at. I know it's comforting to hear. But let's back up and give thought. Let's weigh. Let's even go so far as to consult the council. Not the council of aunties and whimsical glee, liberal-minded females. God help you. Some masculine elders or authorities in your life. So help you God. And I bring to witness the smoke detector. The chirping smoke detector. I bring to witness the chirping smoke detector that this is indeed something to consider. You're allowed to vote. God help us if you're voting under the intoxication, under the oh my God. To think that you vote and you can have a relapse into some emotional spell to where some political schism is spun on you, your brain turns off. You know, I'm not just limiting this to politics. A across the board where you are in position to make decisions, and there are consequences or power that follows behind the decisions that you make. Oh my God. Wherever you see a big crowd of women smiling with glee, listening attentively, a liar is talking. A magician is pulling a rabbit out of a hat. A spell is being cast. Whenever you see them fleeing and running away with anger, disgust, and disdain, the truth was told. That's the woman. Or should I speak more accurately and say that is female's nature. She hates truth and she loves lies. She loves and adores lies. Tell me lies. Lie to me. Tell me what I want to hear. Oh, make it feel good. Comfort me. Say something that console. Oh, say it. Yes, say it. I know you don't mean it, but just say it. The equivalent of men watching pornography is women indulging in novelty. The imagination of women holds the same perversion as men's lust for a woman's body. They both get lost in there. He has to have post-nut clarity to reconnect with his wisdom. She has to have post-nut what would you call it? It's a circumstance of relationship or children, some type of consequence that locks and seals her in the burden of what she chose. And there goes the ghost. That's when the true person comes out. That's when the mask comes off. Just like a man after he did all that whining and dining, all that lying, to get her in bed. And he busts that nut and he comes to his senses. This is not even what I wanted. They both are the same person, man and woman. One external, one internal, with the same vices. But what I'm speaking about is, females are so protected in this society, people are scared to tell them the truth. People are afraid to tell women the truth. And that's a dangerous position to be in. When nobody around you wants to tell you the truth anymore, you are in danger. You're in trouble. Oh God, you're in so much trouble. You are in danger if there's nobody around you to tell you the truth about yourself. You are in danger. But that's who women run from. That's who they hide from. That's who they get angry and bitter with. That's who they run campaigns and cancel agenda and assignments on. How long is the grace period? Because sooner or later you're going to have to get the consequences of what you do as a collective. Sooner or later the consequences are going to come. You had a grace period to learn these things about how freedom and liberation, self-autonomy works. You had a grace period, women of the West. You had a grace period. Sooner or later, you're going to see consequences. Sooner or later, you're going to have to share collectively consequences. When we are in the folly of our youth, often grace is with us as we make errors and mistakes because we have to learn somehow. But it comes to a point where we indulge in the same patterns, the same habits, the same behaviors, and at some point, that karma comes around. That 29th year. And consequences are very swift. It's very sharp. It's almost immediate. Because we're not in the folly of the youth. Accountability. Sooner or later, it can't be passed down the road. It can't be pointed at him. It can't be blamed on the patriarchy. It can't be blamed on men. It can't be blamed on this and blamed on that. Justified this way and justified. Everybody knows you're lying. Everybody knows you're lying. Again, if it don't apply, let it fly. Congratulations, good. I'm not talking about you. Wonderful. You're the exception. I'm so proud of you. Good for you. God bless you. It's you women who should be saying this.